Oh Lord, pull up in that '04, pedal to the metal, says she wanna hit the flow more.
You know what? I want to piggyback on something that I said Sunday night on Atlanta's WSB Channel 2 Sports Zone Sunday. Okay? And what I said on that show was, those who run the Atlanta Falcons have some explaining to do. To you, to me, to everybody. Okay? Because something's not adding up here. First, go right now and subscribe to Atlanta Sports Unlimited for the best coverage right here for all Atlanta sports teams. You know, maybe one of these days on this video, I'll have an explanation for you from the Atlanta Falcons management and ownership as to, I'll get to that in a minute, all right? Yeah, you know what happened on Sunday? The Falcons looked pathetic again. This time it was to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Tampa, the defending world champions, and this guy named Tom Brady who just destroys the Atlanta Falcons. This time he beat them by 23 points. And guess what? In Tom Brady's last 10 quarters against the Atlanta Falcons while he's played for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they have outscored the Falcons 124-62. Yeah, and Tom Brady, he's now 9-0 against the Falcons. That includes 28-3. You probably remember that. Super Bowl 2017, Houston, Falcons blow a 28-3 lead to Tom Brady's New England Patriots. And yeah, you know the rest of that story here. I mean, so this has been bad for a long time. Okay, now Tom Brady's playing for Tampa Bay, and he's still destroying them. Yeah, and I know that despite the fact they lost by 23 points yesterday, you still have Arthur Smith, who's the new Falcons head coach. I'm going to get to that in a minute, saying that, well, at least we're competitive. And because at one point they cut an 18-point deficit in the third quarter down to 3 points. But you know what? They still lost by 23 points. Don't want to hear that. Okay, and then the week before, the opening game for the Falcons under the new management, Arthur Smith, former offensive coordinator of the Tennessee Titans, his first time ever as an NFL head coach. The first game he played, they played the Philadelphia Eagles at home here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, and they lost by 26 points. So now they've lost by 26 points, down to 23 points. Something is not right here. And what I'm referring to is throughout the entire game on Sunday, the national announcers, they kept saying over and over again, oh, this is a rebuilding situation in Atlanta. It's a rebuilding situation. Where did that come from? All right, and just so you know, these national announcers, what they do, they spend the days before the game talking to officials of the teams they're covering. You know, the ownership, the management, the coaching staff. They don't get this stuff out of the clear blue sky. Yeah, and throughout the game on Sunday, this national broadcast, he kept saying that this is a rebuilding team. That's coming from somewhere, and I'm making this point because when Arthur Smith was hired back in May, and I mentioned this many times before, his first press conference, he said that this is not a rebuilding situation. We're here to win right now. And if people think that we're here to rebuild, he was referring to himself and Terry Fontenot, the new general manager. If you think that we're here to rebuild, you got the wrong people. But the national announcer said that this is and then you look at in the preseason, and the Falcons didn't play their starters for the most part, playing all these, these backups and what have you. And Terry Fontenot even said during the preseason on one of the local television broadcasts, we want to see what the young people can do. We want to see what these new people. It's not like a rebuilding year. But you know what? If this is a rebuilding year, the Falcons need to come out and say, clearly, this is a rebuilding year, because otherwise they're trying to fool the public. The public has a right to know that if this is a rebuilding year. And if this is a rebuilding year, something's not quite right with that either. For instance, if this is a rebuilding year, why do you use the number 4 pick in the overall NFL draft to do something that had never been done before in the history of the National Football League? And that is to draft a tight end number 4 with that 4th overall pick. Cal Pitts. What, when you have a quarterback, I mean, if you're rebuilding, and you got this franchise quarterback right there. You ever hear of Justin Fields? He's from up the road to Kennesaw, okay? Played for the University of Georgia a little bit. Played a lot more at Ohio State. Championship quarterback, franchise quarterback. Now he's with the Chicago Bears. He's going to end up being the starting quarterback with the Chicago Bears. He already is because out of injury. I mean, so Why didn't they? If this is a rebuild, but you know, let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Let's say that any day now, hey, they might be doing it right now. Any day now, somebody who runs the Falcons is going to come out, call a press conference, and announce that this is a rebuilding year and blah 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 and blah blah. They're going to do that, right? Right?
This is my falsetto, wicked potion with the slow pour. This is my addiction, make me wanna go for more. Pale